Hello everyone, welcome back to Super Sam, go Super Saiyan. Hope you're doing well today. As usual, we're going to be drawing, so if you have a tablet or sketchbook out, feel free to just spend some time practicing drawing. Today what I want to do is get some drawings of a project I'm thinking about going. I want to draw a few scenes from it, just a bit of practicing, that's all. Let's just get some of the background in. That's it. Very simple. Next, we're going to have our character here. Just a rough sketch. There we go, very rough. And now let's make a new layer. I'm gonna try to get a bit more of the details in. Let's lower the opacity of the previous frame just so I can see the first one better. Big circle for the head. And drawing becomes really fun when you have good teachers, whether it be at school or even through TV shows. One good teacher from a TV show I can think about is actually Blue's Clues. Because the thing is about art is that if you have all the right techniques down, it becomes quite easy. Art is about well, sort of portraying the world, you know. You're drawing the world as you see it. And the thing is, there are techniques, little tricks, little secrets that help you do that. And if you know those secrets, well, things become a lot easier, a lot more fun, less frustrating. It can certainly be frustrating when you're drawing and you don't really know what you're doing. So the reason why I use Blue's Clues as an example is because for kids who probably don't know how to draw, they're giving really good tips and techniques. You know, start with a circle, then add a little wait, let me give me a different example. Start with a square, right? And then give that square a triangle hat, add a rectangle to the top, add a little square in the middle, and you have a house, right? That's a very simplified way of seeing it, but that's exactly what artists do when they draw. They're not trying to think of things in such a complicated way. They don't have time for that, nor do they have the energy for that. You have to start to view the world in shapes. As I'm doing, you know, I start off with a basic circle. You know, circles are in my opinion, the foundation of all drawing. You can use a circle to draw anything. Even square objects, you could use circles. Let me give you an example here. You can see that a lot of the arm is covering up a portion of her body. That makes it actually kind of difficult for me to draw the body. Not in this area, but down here where you start to see the body, because let's say I don't understand that how wide the chest area is here, then I could easily end up mistakenly, you know, drawing her too thin like this, or even too wide like that. But I'm going to use a circle, and I'm going to use about the same circle that I used for the head. It's a terrible circle, but around that. And actually now I kind of understand where the chest is. It's around there. About that much or so. And it can really help you out, you know. If I drew a square, it'd actually be much more difficult because, well, I'd start to be confused. I'd be like, oh, why is her collarbone way up here and the chest area here like this? It's a bit confusing. The circles, I feel, are really the best shape for drawing. It's just my opinion. It just helps me out a lot. Let's get rid of this circle here. I don't really think I need it. Maybe I do, but I don't want it there. Okay. I've always had trouble drawing the back as well, because a spine is quite an interesting thing. It's not a straight line. It's like I don't know what to say. That's like it's a very curved line. You know, I've always had trouble with the spine. I still do. It's not easy. Okay, now she looks like a penguin. I'm gonna have to change that a bit. She's carrying this blanket in her arm. And I'm gonna say her arm definitely comes down a bit more this way. It's better. Maybe it needs to be a bit lower though. Better. Let's move on from here. I really like the art of like Hayao Miyazaki. I really think I prefer older art styles in manga in particular. You know, back then I feel like I don't know, it's in just my opinion, they really worked hard at their craft. People these days work hard at their craft too, but I think in the olden days people had a more interesting idea about art. Why do I think that? Well, the art is more interesting to me than the art that I see these days. But that's just my opinion. I'm still getting the hang of Clip Studio Paint. I actually never used it before I started streaming. I should have gotten into it much quicker, but I was a bit lazy to learn a new program, even though it's such a great program. Like, before I go on to the main line art, let's see if I can do something about the background. I'm also not very good at background. Never really done it before. The difficult thing about background is that you see backgrounds every day, you see the world around you every day, but you don't really understand how big things are in comparison to other objects, for example, people. Until it's, you see it every day, so you think to yourself, well, how hard could it be to draw a simple background, to draw a simple door? And it's true, doors are not hard to draw, but it's the fact that you have to draw it in relation to other objects, and then that's when it gets you thinking, hey, how big is a door really? How high is it really compared to a person? I don't know. I haven't thought of it before. But now I do, because I'm trying to draw it. Or like, how high is a doorknob, You see it at one every day, but when you try to draw it, you need to understand exactly where it is. But it's difficult because you've never thought of it before. In which case, I suppose you just have to guess. Guessing is fine too. See, it doesn't have to be perfect, you just need to make it believable. All right, now finally, let's get in some line art. Again, the style that I'm really influenced by, if you notice what I'm drawing right now, if you recognize it, you'll know that it's from Rumika Takahashi. She wrote Ranma, Inuyasha. Inuyasha is probably the most well-known one. I love the way that she draws hair, how it sticks out of the head like this, like I'm doing right now. It's just such a cute design, and actually this isn't actually her design necessarily. It's actually the way that a lot of 80s, 70s, maybe even 60s, maybe not, maybe mostly 60s and 80s manga artists used to draw. I really quite like it. And that could just be nostalgia talking, because, you know, I did see these sort of cartoons. Not a lot, though. I really wasn't familiar with Japanese cartoons when I was younger. Mostly Western. Things like SpongeBob. Let's take a look at it. I'm getting all these dots because of my hand touching the screen. Okay. For the eyes, let's use a thinner brush size, maybe. Yeah, maybe that'll be good. Zoom out. I think I could afford to make it a bit thicker. Yeah, I think I can. Let's try 3. See how that works. Here we go. I've actually zoomed in a little bit too much right now. That's okay though. That's better. As I said before, I really like art with a story. So I wonder where she's going to. Where is she taking that blanket? I think drawing with a story is also so helpful to an artist because you start to really think about all the little details. You know, if you're just drawing a portrait, you're not thinking that much because you're drawing what you see. You're drawing the expression that you see. You're drawing the pose that you see. And you're not thinking about all those things. When you draw something out of your own imagination and you draw a character, you start thinking about their expression, their pose, how far leaned forward they are, how far leaned backwards they are, what's the position of their arms, their legs, their hands, their feet, where are things in relation to them, doors, tables, chairs, sidewalks, trees, cars, the sky, the horizon. You start to think about all these things, and once you start thinking about all these things, you start putting it all together. You don't just copy what you see, you start putting it all together yourself. And I feel like that really helps you become a great artist. When you start thinking about all the little details. Because I tell you, before I started trying to draw things from my imagination and tell a story like this, I just copied all the time. Just copied pictures from the internet and stuff like that. But once I started to draw with a story or something in mind, then I started to really learn about how things are placed, how to simplify things so I can draw them more lifelike without having to look at a reference material every single time. Because obviously I think that is a method you could use, grabbing some reference material when you need it. But you don't want to be doing that every single frame, every single, scene of your story. You want to keep the flow going. Quite nice. Okay, now. Yeah, that's good. Let's add a bit of detail lines. What I mean by detail lines are like a bit more lines in the hair and the blanket and the clothes. That's good for the hair. Let's go on to the blanket. Stuff like this too, it's difficult to know where all the lines are. Because the thing is, you can copy a blanket, that's easy. But then try to put that blanket in any other position. It's folded up like this, someone's carrying it, or it's just in a different position than you saw in the drawing. It becomes almost impossible to draw unless you're some kind of quantum physicist and and you can think about each and every fold and how it's behaving to the forces that are acting upon it, or with the gravity working on it. If you can think about all that, well, you're just a genius, in my opinion. I might even just be better off just not drawing any lines for the blanket. It's kind of self-explanatory what she's holding in her hands. Let's try that. Just zoom out, move. See, at this point I'm just gonna guess where the heck the lines need to be. I have no idea. And that's the fun part of it too. That's the way you learn as well, because you can't know every single time where the heck all the lines are, and just you won't be able to know. It's just impossible. So you just gotta guess, and you just find what works, and once it works, so you've kind of got it, and you can just keep doing that over again. It's like a formula. Once you find a formula that works, just do it again whenever you need it. You don't have to go on another long journey searching for the right answer. Once you have that formula, just use that formula. And that's another kind of tool that you've gained in your pocket. It's like your own little secret. You know how to draw a blanket in your own way. No one else does it the way that you do it. That makes it unique, and that makes it interesting. For example, I can just go with this. This looks okay to me. This empty space here is a little bothersome to me, but I really can't for the life of me figure out how to fix that. But let's try one more thing. Let's just see if it works. I don't know, just that. Maybe one more line. It still doesn't feel right to me. Maybe like this? No. Maybe here. Yeah, that works a little. Kind of. Not really. What about this? Just try all kinds of things. You never know what's going to work. I just had an idea. So I like that line there, that works. In fact, maybe even if I just keep that line. Just try a few more things. How about like this? That works okay too. Let me zoom out and get a big picture. Yeah, I can work with that. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. And there we go. I've got it. Perfect. All right, now let's get some of the background done. And here's another thing you got to think about. How thick are my lines going to be, compared to the other characters? You can't be making super thick lines. I mean, it could be the same thickness, but if you're thinking about perspective, if something is further away, so the line has to be thinner, or else it's going to kind of mess with your, the way it looks, I really do appreciate the technology, though. Like, what an incredible help it is to be able to just press one button and you have your whole line erased. Seriously, on paper, it's such a hassle. All that scrubbing and rubbing. But the computer is just a click of a button and it's gone. It's really something to appreciate, I feel. Of course, I don't want to diminish the importance of using traditional methods to draw. They're still very important. Drawing on a computer is good, but there's just something about drawing on paper that really improves the quality of drawing. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it. This doorknob, I want to actually draw with my hand a bit. Looks somewhat mechanical, or you know what? I've made a big mistake. The line for the background is too big. It's okay. Look, just a few clicks of the button, all gone. Gone. Welcome back. Other page that I made before. Looks like I'm gonna have to erase. Oh, you know what? Let's make another layer. Oh, I don't want to rename that. Oh, lower the opacity. There we go. And do it on top. Oh, not again. And making straight lines, again, so easy. Just click a button and all your lines magically become straight. It's wonderful. Don't need to take out a ruler. Just press a button. Done. The only thing we have to worry about when using technology is it failing on us, shutting down, blue screens. Oh, there's no wrong there. Blue screens, not saving properly. Paper doesn't do that. It can get lost, burned, ripped up, but it doesn't fail on us. Maybe it fails on us over time, but that's years. With outside external factors, it might fail on us with fires or just getting torn up. That's if we don't take good care of it. Technology, on the other hand, you could take great care of it. Still, it could fail on you just like that. You have a blackout, can't draw. Unless, of course, your tablet's running on battery. But if it's not, well, what can you do? Have a portable battery nearby. Okay. I think that's pretty nice for the background and character inside of it. Now, let's move on to coloring. I am not good with color. So most of this will just be me experimenting and playing around with it. Explaining how to do it. I don't remember which of these buttons. So when to clip it. Well, that's okay. Let's see if I can at least just lasso? No. Not the eyedropper. And I use a for editing here only. Ah, there we go. Now how do I fill in color? back to this once I've figured out exactly how to use it. Well, alright. I think this is a good place to stop. So, I hope you look forward to what I'm sort of cooking up here. This is sort of the first drawing of many. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I hope you had a good time, I hope you drew something nice as well. Thank you for joining me on my stream today. I hope you have a good day or good night, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for joining me. See you again soon. Bye-bye.